See here. Now, you may notice that these, what is it called? The low resolution version or the low poly version and high poly version. See, there's some details that are being lost in a high poly version, like the edges right here in the visor is not really defined, but there are ways to go about doing that. Actually, let me turn off the wireframe on shaded mode so we can see. Now, currently, as you can see here, the way this low polygon version looks. See, when you first generate a polygon model, the creases are going to look pretty jagged like this. But there's a setting that you can modify to give it a smooth appearance as far as low polygons go. It's good for armor and surface textures. Like if this was the arm or on the body, you wouldn't want the polygon surface visible like that. So select the low polygon model, and underneath mesh display we select soften edges. That means the edges along the polygon surface, as you can see here. So we go back to regular view. See, now the surface is no longer blocky. Now it has a smooth appearance. We can do the same to create a creased edge around the visor here. So let me select the visor, go to select edge, and right now I'm just double clicking the edges, holding down shift. I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the surface, only this time I'm creating what is called a hard edge. I'm going to apply a hard edge to this set of edges that I've selected. So I go over here. Once I have the entire set of edges surrounding the visor selected, I go to the same option, mesh display, and then I click harden edge. I'm gonna right click to deselect it. See, there we go. So you can switch from the way the polygons are displayed, either a smooth edge or a hard edge. If you need a crease, you can jump back and forth between those two. Now there's an option here that isn't working. You see, all the modifications I've done to the visor here isn't being reflected onto the high polygon model. So if I click on my model here, right where inputs is at, it says poly smooth proxy 1. You have a series of options here. This right here, keep hard edges off, is currently off. I can type on, and my hard edges will be presented. It didn't work in this section, but there's another way we'll go about creating a hard edge crease along the high poly version. The low poly model, I'm going to create a crease right here along the edge. I could do this with hard edge, but you have more control over the crease option. Now I right click, go to edge, and I'm going to create a crease right along the top portion of the visor. Once I have those items selected, I go over to I go to edit mesh, mesh tools, and then crease. Now once you select crease, you're going to see a little message in the middle that says middle mouse drag button. So you middle mouse drag. See a middle mouse drag to the right to increase, and then a middle mouse drag to the left and decrease. So as long as you're holding on to that middle mouse button, you'll increase the amount of crease there is and decrease. Now you'll see as I drag to the right, it's really subtle detail. See on my high polygon model, increase the crease and decrease the crease. Now you want it set to the highest possible setting, which is all the way to the right, or dragging your middle mouse all the way to the right. So with that in mind, I'm going to go through the same process and add a crease to the visor, so that way we'll have a crease that goes along this low polygon model and is represented on the high polygon model. So after I have this visor plate selected, I'm going to do the same thing. Go to mesh tools, select crease, middle mouse drag to the right. There we go. See the difference now? Now if I wanted to further this crease while my edges are selected, I could use like something like this scale tool. scale it out just a little bit to tighten up that crease. There we go. And then I'm going to right click, go to object mode. So, see, we got the low polygon model. Looks pretty smooth after modifying how the polygons are displayed. So again, you can switch from how your polygons are displayed. You can harden the edges or soften the edges. You can also apply creases to the edges that are selected. Can generate a high polygon model that can work directly with a low polygon model. And let's see, if you delete the history, if I select this model and delete history, well, actually I'll select the low polygon model, go to edit, delete history. You'll now sever the ties between the two objects. So you see, if I modify this setting, whoops, I lied. Actually, I think it was the high polygon model. Then I delete that model's history. And now if I go here and modify this object, there we go. See. So if you want to break the connection between your low polygon model and your high polygon model, you delete the high polygon model's history. Once you've done that, it is now its own object and is free to be utilized in any way they see fit. The next video will be like extra credit stuff. You know, if you modify the object or change the color, I'll show you a little lesson on how to do that in the next video. It's not required, but you know, it might be interesting to you.